Hi there, this is Penelope. This is topic 6, class 1. We're still looking under the broad heading of functions, but now we're going to look at exponential functions. Much of the world, scientific world, engineering world, whatever, can be modeled using exponential functions. And one of the most useful exponential functions is the one that we call the exponential function, rather than just any old exponential function, is e to the x. And e itself, so e to the power of 1, is 2.71828 approximately. What we need to remember is that the normal rules of powers apply, and that's what this section is about. If you're interested, e to the x is obtained from what we call a power series, so that it's 1 plus x squared over 2 times 1 plus x cubed over 3 times 2 times 1 plus x to the 4 over 4 times 3 times 2 times 1 plus etc. Mostly we're going to use Excel or our calculators to actually find e to the x. But the rules just apply. So we can use the calculator to look it up. You would find on your calculator you're going to have to use the shift key, and then you're going to use the ln key. So you'd turn your calculator on, you'd go shift ln and then e to the whatever power, and in this case it would be negative 1.8. So I'll just do that, negative 1.8, and we get 0.1653 will do. Check that, make sure that you can get that as well. For the next one, you do it and you check it, that you should get 0.4584. e to the 10, now you'd expect that to be a pretty large number, and indeed it is. It's 22,026 point roughly 466. Then for the last one, it's just a little bit more complicated, but you can do that on your calculator as well. Just set it out exactly as that. Your calculator may need a times sign in there, but otherwise, and just check that you can get the answer 4.3784-ish, approximately. Now, you need to be able to do things like, what about this? This is a really hard one. Now, we'd need to simplify that. We're not looking it up on the calculator, we're going to simplify it. So what we would do is we would split it up. Now you've got to be careful and remember all the rules that we can split this up into division. We can say that that's 1 over e to the negative t plus e to the negative t over e to the negative t. That term is just 1. And remember, 1 over a to the negative m equals a to the power of m. Remember that from when we were doing powers before. So we can rewrite 1 over e to the negative t as e to the power of t. We might need to do something like this. We might need to do e to the power of a half times 4e to the power of a half. So let's simplify that. That's e to the power of a half times 4 to the power of a half times e to the power of a half. Now, remember, when we're multiplying the same base together, we add the powers. So that would be e to the power of a half plus a half, which would be 1, which I don't really need to write. And then 4 to the power of a half. Remember that to the power of a half, x to the power of a half is the square root of x. So 4 to the power of a half is the square root of 4. The square root of 4 is 2. So I could write that as 2e. Those are just using the ordinary rules for powers on a particular number e to the power of 1. Rules apply.